here in Myrtle Beach, there are no people allowed in the water. The race in Darlington brings $54 million to the state. Parker's family says someone must know what happened to him because people don't just disappear. The race is still going on right here behind me at Darlington Raceway. Here in Myrtle Beach as well as in Surfside Beach, you can see the conditions out there. Recycling it means there's less trash coming into the landfill. That plane that is flying overhead is just over my shoulder back here. I can hear it off in the distance. It is a Forestry Commission airplane that is circling the area to keep an eye on that fire, including pieces of aluminum roofing like this one. She told me that her foot actually got caught between the accelerator and the brake pedal in her Jeep. She says that's a vehicle she'd only had for a few weeks. Well, Highway Patrol says she was backing out of her own driveway, went all the way across the road through this yard and crashed into her neighbor's house. I was the first reporter to talk with Jay Fernandez on camera when he got the job here. And while the half marathon will begin here near downtown Conway and the Riverwalk, it also stretches to some rural roads, showing runners some residential development and the countryside, with the hope that the final stop for runners won't be the finish line, but instead local businesses. Well, AAA of the Carolinas says they have noticed a lot of people running out of gas lately, and today I learned exactly what flirting with empty could mean for you and your car.
With the gas prices how they've been lately, it's just, I can afford to put gas in there all the time. Kevin
Roulette says he definitely can't afford to fill up his tank, so he puts in just a little at a time. He says that's one reason he's run out of gas in the past, and according to AAA, he's part of a trend. Calls for gas increased more than 16% when comparing the first 3 months of this year to the same period last year. And comparing Easter weekends, the increase was 25%, showing price increases could be to blame for more people hitting empty recently.
Probably about a month ago.
If you run out of gas while driving, you can immediately lose power steering, power braking, and of course, get you stranded on the side of the road.
A lot of people, I put my lights on, they don't care. I wear the vest, they don't care. And it's a scary sight for people.
And running out of gas can cost you even more in the shop. Cars using up the last bit of gas can suck trash and water into the engine.
It doesn't only involve the fuel pump, it involves the whole fuel system. The fuel pump, the fuel filters, the fuel lines, the injectors.
CNG auto mechanic Barry Abrams says those problems are more likely if you run out of gas more than once, and the cost can run from about $500 to $2,000, enough to make Willette think twice about stretching his tank too far.
Try to make sure I don't run out no more. I didn't know it could hurt your vehicle by running it out.
Now, every car is different when it comes to how far you can go when the needle hits E, but every time you fill up, if you would reset your odometer, you'd at least get an idea of how far you can go before it's too late to fill up. Reporting here live along the Highway 17 bypass in Myrtle Beach, I'm Brandon Herring, WMBF News. Well, this fall bike rally is in full swing, and riders in town for this season event say it's finally showing signs of life following a few lackluster seasons. But as WMBF News reporter Will Whitson tells us, many folks cruising the streets this weekend say there are still some things that need to happen to make the rally as big as it used to be. Well, here along the Highway 17 bypass, the speed limit drops to 45 miles per hour here near the back gate, but using our radar gun, you can see that not everyone is paying attention to that speed limit, 53 miles per hour there. Well, now we've learned that the Highway Patrol has a team of troopers that will be working to slow down drivers.
So I go through here all the time, constantly.
Jessica Sterrett lives near the back gate intersection in Myrtle Beach, so she's noticed what's changed and what hasn't because of the construction so far.
They lowered the speed limit to 45, but I don't think people really care. I think they even go faster than the original 55 sometimes.
Driver Wayne Mayo admits he may be part of the problem.
The construction, I hadn't really paid much attention to it. I thought that it was just 45 right here at this intersection, but once you got past it, it was 55.
Sterrett would like to see more people paying attention to the speed limit. And this construction zone is now on a list of areas that's getting special attention from the Highway Patrol.
We have a team of troopers who are assigned specifically to work zones around the state, and we have one of those teams right here in the PD in the Grand Strand.
We saw some of those troopers at work today, and drivers say it does make them slow down.
It definitely does, and I've noticed that they've been out like a lot too Just more than one on this road, probably.
It definitely gets my attention, you know what I mean? Obviously, they're trying to say something and trying to tell people to slow down.
This visible trooper presence comes just in time for this project's first lane closures.
People are going to have to be careful, so maybe if they see him out there, maybe they'll start being careful.
While this construction project is relatively new, the Highway Patrol troopers will be monitoring this area throughout the 3-year construction. They'll just add it to their list of other places to monitor, like the construction along Highway 378. Reporting along the Highway 17 bypass, the back gate intersection in Myrtle Beach, I'm Brandon Herring, WMBF News. Great. Yeah, so a little cooler than normal today, but you can, whether it's golf or day of rest after church or Oktoberfest, you can still get out there and enjoy it.
Perfect weather.
Well, right now, if you live in Horry County and you want to recycle, you have to put those recyclables in your car and take them to one of 24 recycling centers throughout the county, and that's where you have to drop them off. So now the Solid Waste Authority is trying to figure out if curbside recycling is a better option.
I think it's wonderful.
Sandy Florkowski says now that there's a pilot program for curbside recycling in her neighborhood, she has half as much garbage because she used to throw everything away.
This makes all the difference.
The Solid Waste Authority now collects recyclables as a pilot program in the Heritage Preserve community.
Well, we're very accustomed to it because that's what we used at home in Long Island, New York. So we kind of expected it.
I'd rather for them to pick it up than me running down there all the time, putting stuff in my car and trying to cover it up, keep stuff from dripping and stuff like that in the car.
It's great to be able to recycle things instead of just putting them in a landfill.
And while the Solid Waste Authority would actually get more money if there's more trash like this going into the landfill, recycling it means there's less trash coming into the landfill here, creating more space for years to come. And that's the top priority.
We know that this is valuable space, and what needs to go in the landfill should go in the landfill. But if it's recyclables, every bit of it can be recycled.
The 6-month pilot program will last until March, when the Solid Waste Authority hopes to have participation numbers and costs figured out. Florkowski hopes the program proves to be worth continuing.
The less that we're putting in landfills, you know, the better for our environment, the better for us, you know, and our future generations.
Now, the results of the pilot program will eventually be presented to County Council and other county leaders. It would be up to them if or how the curbside recycling program would work. Reporting live off of Highway 90, north of Conway, I'm Brandon Herring, WMBF News.